Alrighty then, hey everybody, welcome to the BearThoughts podcast. We do it every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Central PST time. Hope you're having a good day, and hope you had a good night, and hopefully you'll have the good life with us here today. As always, we're at Corvo. How you doing this evening?
What's up, everybody?
And we do have a disembodied Stealthy, but she is currently still working over a sickness. Yes. So she is there, but we don't know how long or anything. But send her your wishes. She got tested. No COVID, so she's good. Just classic sinus and classic sickness. So no need to be worried about her. I hope everybody's enjoying the let's say you are new to my channel and you have not seen it already. I hope you go over and watch some of the new content I've recently put out. These 2 episodes right here, I'm putting them on the screens right now. So if you have not seen, I have a new series kind of going on my channel. Me and this guy play Halo Infinite on Legendary. And this is the, technically this was one video, but it was like 20 minutes long. So I decided to go, that's a little too long. Let's cut it in half and make 2 videos out of it. So those are the thumbnails. Be sure to go and check those out. I'm gonna leave those up for a little bit because I know you enjoy the thumbnail. Like, okay, let me ask you, what was your favorite one? Because I made both of these thumbnails and
I like the second one the most.
You like the second one?
Dude, Batman with a beard hanging out is freaking awesome.
I don't know why. I just went, okay. I kept on saying I'm Batman. I could have put myself as Robin. I'm like, I can't say I'm Batman. And I'm like, well, you can't have Batman just doing anything. He needs to be swinging in. Because I was swinging the entire time. So I'm like, okay, I need to be swinging. I need to have my face in there somehow because you gotta know it's me, right? Because right. I'm the Batman, and I know you could just say you're not, and I just felt like this was just too perfect of a moment to not put Batman in the background trying to kick in.
That thumbnail is awesome. I think that's one of the best ones you've done yet. Honestly,
I was actually I'm thinking that these thumbnails will give me clicks. I don't know what will because these are some of my best ones I've done yet, and I've done some pretty janky thumbnails in the past. And I know I have, but I was still trying to get my groove and trying to figure out how to do things. And I've watched over some other channels and trying to figure it out. And I don't know, both of them are like my babies. So it's hard for me to choose which one's my favorite. I would probably choose the first one just because it's my first, my original child that did the best. And I just like the fact that I'm carrying you and you're looking at Cortana and it was just a brainstorm of ideas coming to my head. Now I do have to give my credit to where credit's due. My editor, he actually suggested putting explosions in it. And I went, but he didn't say put explosions in it. He just showed me a picture of people running and there was explosions in the background.
Right.
Yeah. And he's like, do something like that. I'm like, okay, explosions. I can do that. So I just put a bunch of explosions everywhere, just like freaking. And I'm making it kind of a classic. I don't know if anybody's noticing. There's a certain theme continuing on each thumbnail. Can you tell what it is?
Well, I mean,
there is
what
one
I
thing.
see. Let's see.
Well, technically there's 2, but I'm going to count one thing because I want to keep it rolling because I want the hint to be given.
The Legendary is the same on both of them.
True.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What I see is the Cortana is a little what the hell in both of them.
Well, okay, I'll just give it to you right now. The blue energy cartridge is always aiming at my head. It's always coming toward my head. Cause that thing has killed me. Yeah, because
you blowed yourself up.
Yeah, I killed myself the most times with those damn things trying to get somebody either killing from it or dying from them. One of the 2. Now, you died from only one of them the entire time since I've been watching it, rewatching the whole stream, all 7 hours of it. Oh, that's a lot of footage to go through, by the way. And that was just because someone threw it at your ass. And I don't think you still noticed that, too. I'm like, wait. Did he die from... I had to go rewatch it, and when I watched
didn't notice. I didn't notice it was thrown at me until I was dead.
Yeah, and I slowed down the footage. I'm like, he didn't see this, did he? Slow down. There you go. You can see it nice and clearly. That's what your fault. Like, you die from, like, things you just don't notice, but it goes past your ass or something like that. You die from it. Me, I'm like, I see it, and here it comes to pain. I loved it. I think the editor did a good job. I changed quite a few things in there because I felt like they were, like I said, I told Corvo that I thought they were a little bit better, or I wanted them in there, but he took them out for some reason. Made no sense, but he's much faster than I am, so I can't complain at all when you have someone that's faster than you. So I'm still up in the air whether or not I want to rehire him or get him to do the next video or not.
I've been satisfied with what he's done so far, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. There's some things he's done, like remember that little grenade, that little energy pod thing I threw, and I said I blind kill somebody. I added a death sound to it, and everybody, like, like 2 or 3 people told me they loved that part. I'm like, yeah, because he just kind of just showed the zoom in of the explosion and killing somebody, but I'm like, it needs to be a little extra, so I added a sound effect to it.
Zazz.
Yeah, it's something to actually give way to the thought.
Some boom shakalaka.
Yeah, because I felt like he just
Genshin that.
I did just Paimon Genshin that. Some boom shakalaka.
Yeah, I wanted something a little bit more, elaborate to it, and of course I added elevator sounds to the elevator. I added get over here sound effect to the grapple hook because I thought those moments.
But see, what it really should have been with the grapple hook is not get over here, get me over there.
Yeah, I know. There's no line like that, unfortunately. But I felt like there was just little things in there that I didn't want to take away from the original editor.
I love the get over here, but instead of it get over here, you brought yourself to him so he could kill you.
Well, I killed him.
It was the vice versa. It was the reverse of what you wanted.
Yeah.
Get over. Boom.
Yeah, those times I did that before, but no, that certain scene I did kill him, so I was vinified at that one time, and then the rest of the game I died every time. Well, not every time, but a lot of times I'd have
laughed so hard though if somebody had inputted that one part in the clip where you kept trying to fire the grappling hook, and you were like, get me up there, if it had just flashed. Going back to Robin moments.
Wrong, nope. I was hoping the next part's gonna be good. Next part's gonna be of us fighting the first boss, Daddy, as we end up fighting Daddy.
Oh boy.
That was Daddy and his 2 stepsons, right? It's 2 stepsons?
I think so, but I'm telling you, the one I'm looking forward to was the second boss, because
technically the next thumbnail can be Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it could definitely be something, because there's a lot of running around and Bruce Willis, kind of just run away, throw away, run away, throw, run away, throw. It's gonna be a common theme, I almost say. But I would like to try to put the step scenes in that one as well. I want to keep that little, them seeing all of our deaths and the compile of that. And at the end of all of it, I'm going to take the entire thing and I'm going to upload all of it. I'm going to upload all 7 hours. So if you if you want to see the entire gameplay, that will be coming up on the channel. But I'll like to get the videos out of it first, then start working toward just uploading all of it. And maybe if I feel spicy, just do a full-on death collage.
Your laptop? Yes, ma'am. It's on the stool. Your new laptop is on the stool. I've got to add your other stick of RAM, though.
Be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment down below what you thought of the videos.
She's getting a tower upgrade probably over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Was it the Dell one?
Yeah, so I've got a Dell T3610.
Mm-hmm.
Has one of those nice Intel Xenon processors, with the 6 to 8 cores.
Yeah.
It just phased out. So
basically, he has a Terminator and a Dell computer.
So I'm gonna bring it home and it'll probably get somewhere. It's capable of 128 gigs of RAM. It'll probably get 32 to begin with. And then I'm going to slap her graphics card that she can't currently use in this tower in it.
The big long one that costs
Yeah.
over. Well, it did
Yeah, the
probably.
one that I run, that I can run Genshin on the highest quality, and it's like I don't even care what.
Well, again, Genshin's not really the highest fidelity of games, but
Oh, that
pretty
is a good question, darling.
so I would definitely say, for those who may be wondering, yes, we did get the two other displays up. I want to
I've
get
seen
lights
that.
in first because I don't want to put all the figurines and then try to put lights around them.
So I have a question for you. I need your opinion.
Yes,
So you know what I'm printing right now.
yes.
So when I finish it, I'm thinking back over my head here above
Mhm.
the shelves, putting pegs in like this, zigzag,
Yeah.
putting it up there and having it go across
Mm-hmm.
so that it can light up there.
Yeah, kind of like just draping down like Christmas trees.
Well, kind of like that, yeah. So we'll have some loops, obviously, where it hooks, it sits up, but then the loop will come down and it'll drape, and then the loop will come down and it'll drape.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll look pretty cool up there.
Yeah, I would rather at least I would imagine you probably put it close to the wall so it doesn't go by and smack it. If it's like hanging like middle of the room or something like that. So probably on the wall, or a kid don't go up and go, Daddy, look, I can touch it now. Run, just jump, hits it, and it shatters or something like that. That would probably be
That might would cause me to be a little agitated.
Oh, wait. What is that cup? What is that cup? That is not the cup. That is not the cup.
No, it's not the cup. The cup is being washed. Thank you. And you cannot dishwasher. It's not dishwasher safe. It has to be hand washed. Thank you.
Sadness that is now perceived upon my face. Sad.
I see it. Okay. I get the point. I need more than one cup so that when cup one is being washed, cup two can be in fact. Bet. Okay, I got you.
My cup. Unfortunately, my wife did try a dishwasher, and at least I think she did, and it's a little faded. But this is a sticker, so I can pull this thing off. And
Okay. Question.
yeah,
How far have you gotten in the event storyline for Genshin right now? Have you gotten the dress yet?
no. Today I'm doing the dress and doing the storyline for it to get the dress. And
Okay.
the character, hopefully.
All right. So I won't say what I was going to say. Then you will know. That there is a moment where you're going to wish you could rewind and replay.
Well, that's why.
That's all you need to know.
That's why you need to just have a stream and then press record or let it download the stream so you can watch it over and over again. I have a feeling this will be something with Ningguang, but I'm not entirely sure.
No.
No.
But it is with a character.
Okay, well, good. If it's long,
And it's the same. It's the same kind of fanfare that is going through your mind on the other one. Yes,
Yeah.
but it's with a different character. And oh, baby.
I know the game is meant for everybody, for kids and adults alike, but I've always said this. Mihoyo knows what they're doing. They know how to get things underneath the radar just enough where kids won't notice it, but us adults will go, yes, I see what you're doing there, and I appreciate it.
I made the comment to Stealthy the other day. We were playing, and I was like, if they turned this shit into an anime, I probably would never change the fucking channel.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I'm sure I've told you about this. They do have a manga for it, but the manga's not bad. But problem is you go to the website and read it, and I just have a habit of not going to their website and opening it up and start reading it. And I know there's good ones. I've read like one of them. It's actually not bad, but it's not like full of fanfare either. So like they're definitely treading that line and make sure they don't do it. But I think like they could take those mangas and take some of the game. And have plenty of material to work off of. Plenty of material.
Dude, that would be a great anime if it was done right. I'm not going to lie to you. There is so much material there for that.
Now, okay. I don't know if you, but I have personally experienced some Chinese-based anime. They don't really know how to do anime just right. I don't know what it is for me, personally. I don't think I've watched like 2 Chinese-based animes. They don't hit right with me, and I don't know like if it's just their storytelling or if it's their the art history behind it or what.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what it is. You're very defined in what you consider Asian.
Yeah, I like it's.
You're if the shit don't say Japan on it, you kind of.
Well, no, okay. Here's what I just thought about it. Okay, it's just like Dynasty Warriors. When they do storylines and their characters, each time there's a problem, like they just magically have this ability with no explanations. Or this thing happens with no explanation. That's their thing with them.
The thing is, my thing is with Genshin, they don't have that problem.
I know.
They already have material that explains it.
As long as
all they got to do is just put the shit in there.
Yeah, as long as they don't do that in the anime. Like if they did decide to do anime, just don't skip over the explanations. Or it's a show, not tell.
Although we have to skip anything that has Diluc, Arataki, Toma, or any of them in it because I won't get the TV.
Well, Diluc is
paused on like a 12-pack of ripped. What?
Yeah. There is a Diluc manga, so there's like a whole one about him. So they can have a day on that one. But like again, it's one of those things that some people already do complain about Genshin Impact. Personally, I don't really mind it because it does happen time to time in anime. It's just the show and not tell mentality where they explain it rather than just show it, like Paimon.
So, like with my theory that Stealthy was trying to explain to you the other day. So, if you look at things, if you step back from your hatred of a certain character, and you look at her as an overall, there are moments where she is clear, decisive, and knows exactly what the hell is going on, to a point that it damn near terrifies you.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's moments where she is clearly oblivious, or so we think.
Yes.
So I was thinking the other day, I was positing as I was walking around and this little floating ball of aggravation was talking to me. I was looking at her and looking at her features.
Yeah.
And then I started kind of in my head laying out what would a grown-up Paimon look like.
Which I've seen people's artistry version of that, and she's incredibly attractive, but that's people's art version of it.
But now, if you take that same grown-up Paimon and now let's give her a little bit of the dark side, what do you got? What do you see in your head?
I would say something like what Stealthy was going toward. I can come with somewhat see of that one character we saw at the very beginning of the game.
And Stealthy goes, well, that would be a fucked up move. And I was like, that may be true, but think about this. You go through this whole game. Most of us dislike her a lot because she's aggravating as hell. How many times have you clicked emergency food?
Every single time the option gives away.
How many times? How long do you think that shit's going to go over before she starts getting agitated and pissed off? Eventually, humanity takes a fall for that shit.
Okay, so
I mean, look at Dane. Look at Dane. I don't give a shit what nobody says. Dane and Paimon, there's some similarities there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's to say Dane wasn't a chibi little float around fucker when he started out with Sissy or brother?
Yeah,
and this is what he's grown into. Okay, so my point is that I mean, I'm probably wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Mihoyo, please make me wrong. But I'm gonna tell you, if we get to the end of this shit. And we find out the person pulling all the strings behind the Taritza is a grown-up Paimon. I'm going to go, boom, I told you.
Okay, so if anybody's just wondering, I'm going to give you a quick idea. For those who have not watched Genshin Impact or play Genshin Impact, I'm going to give you an example. Here she is right here. This is her original form, and that's her in a bowl of ramen, saying emergency food, because at the very beginning of the game, people ask you who this person is that's floating beside you. She's a little like she's not a child, but she's like a small human being, or a short person, and we say she's emergency food, or your option of travel companion or mercy food. Most of us choose mercy food because it's funny. And the joke comes up quite a few times throughout the game. And at the very beginning of the video game, you are
I'm fixing to send a picture.
Yeah, you're immediately introduced to a god that is a bit of I don't know how to say this. She's mean. Very, very mean. And she wants to, for some reason, kill you. And his premonition is she is the god that puts your sister in a cube. I think, okay, here's my thought. Okay? The sister gets put in a cube, but your character, unknown to you, also gets put in a cube, but your character forgets about it like an amnesia. And you're in the cube, which is Mondstadt. Mondstadt, you're in a dream. This is all a dream, and your little girl is watching over you, which is like her little minion. But I've been told by a certain other one that there's a theory going around that Paimon is a god. She's plain stupid, like you're thinking, but she's a god of gluttony and wealth. So, but a lot of her charms on her body very much are close to this chick.
But if you look at the face and stuff in the image I just sent, and just think about Paimon growing up with a little bit of a dark twist, this is what I see. And I know there's arguments out there, well, outside of what you were just saying, if it's following chronological time, that's not possible, because how would she be younger thousands of years later than she was when she done this? But remember, when all this shit took place, where they were.
Yeah.
They were in the godly realm outside of time and space, so Paimon could have been any fucking age at that point.
Mm-hmm.
When you got put in the cube and booted to the ground, you might have been thrown back in time as opposed to her. It might have been your future, but back in her past.
Yeah.
So she may not even know that she's the one.
Okay, so she ends up having hatred toward humans because of the main player?
Well, I don't know if it's just the main player. I mean, think about it. How many times have other people that we've ran into in the game made a kind of a offhand, off-cuff remark about her thought process and shit?
Uh-huh.
It happens a lot, and it's not just us.
Yeah.
So at some point, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I am. Probably am. But I'm one of those people that like to take everything to account. And if that's the case, she could eventually just get pissed off and be like, oh, okay. So this is how this is going to roll. Because, I mean, you look at your sibling, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly the sibling woke up first. Thousands of years before you. They've already done this journey.
Yeah.
And in their journey, it made them not so happy with everybody, which is why they're doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yet in your journey, you're not having that same experience. So it's kind of like how each one of them is exposed and how they view things that is happening to them through the journey.
Yeah, because it's so supposedly your sister and brother were around during the time that the humans of past were still going around, and when they were changed into monsters, something like that. And now they're allies with the monsters.
Yeah, this order wasn't always monsters. They were originally humans from that era. Ancient city that we fought the Valen in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, and that's where Dane is supposedly from. And if you look at it, the reason that the gods, they never explain which gods.
Yeah.
But the reason the gods took up arms against them and crushed their society is because they had chosen the fact that they didn't need gods to do what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and you get a hint that there's some of the gods that took part in that really didn't want to. They were kind of coerced into it. When you do the Rex Lapis storyline, because Rex knows shit, but he won't tell you because of a contract he made with somebody.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel like he was there, he knows exactly what the hell happened, But because he is the god of contracts, and he will not break a contract, whoever the hell he signed it with knew exactly what they were doing.
Mhm.
If I sign a contract with him, that's hush-hush forever. He'll never speak again. Which makes me want to choke his ass.
Yeah, because it's just like...
Because you're thinking, how many times have I sat down and had tea with this fucker? You could just tell me, dude.
Yeah, it would be the game too short, I imagine. But the game has this complexity. It's not single sided all the time. It definitely some people's like, oh, it's very one or two, but like no, there's some complexity to it. But they definitely veer off to side stories a lot, and like, come on, get back in the main story.
The story has many layers for sure.
Mm-hmm. But you mostly see the surface layer a lot, though. You don't really get to see the complexity that often, and I would like them to get back to the complexity story because I want to know what's going on with that sister and brother.
I feel like that's coming because I mean, you know that the next area they're opening is Sumeru, and something that Stealthy pointed out to me: Sumeru doesn't have a god right now.
True.
Sumeru's god died a long time ago. So when we go to Sumeru, it's not like we're looking for a god to meet. What the fuck are we going to Sumeru for? And it's the land of knowledge.
Was Barbados? Was he previously dead and then he resurrected himself as a child? Or
no, he was Barbados was ascended. Remember, he was in Celestia.
Yeah,
he came back to Earth or whatever realm, Mondstadt, whatever you want to call it, when he found out about what was going on with the Valen.
Oh, okay.
And of course, you know, Rex, he'd always been there. He just chose to give his people the test at the time that we were looking for his punk ass.
Wrong time, wrong place, wrong time. It's like the stories.
And poor A, she was a victim of circumstance. She had a lot of shit that went down in the past that caused her to be like, fuck you bitches, I'm going to go chill in my bubble and you, Mr. Doll, you take care of this shit for me.
It seems like a bit of an emo moment for a second there, though. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm out of here. You're gonna go suck it. Have fun with my other bodies.
Look, man, all I got to say is when she stepped out, I was just like, ooh.
I did like Rain, though.
Shot.
Yeah, her walk. Okay, all the characters' walks in the game walk kind of like that, but when they did the cutscene and she was walking towards you, that was like, ooh, hey.
Hey,
oh, never mind, you're not friends.
Hey.
You're not friends, but, you know, you have a cool magic trick.
Well, I mean, she gets back to herself after you take her on a date. I mean, if you're the traveler, how do you approach this situation? Okay, if, like, 3 days ago, we were mortal enemies, and you were trying to kill me, and I was trying to kill you, but hey, you're cute. You want to go around town with me and hang out?
I don't know. This is kind of like one of those things. Like, I've heard you be best friends with those who you fight, and your enemies make peace with your enemies. But for someone that just almost practically killed me, it's like, do you get a fetish for somebody when they almost about to kick your ass? It's like,
well,
you almost beat my ass. Eee!
I can tell you I don't, because the first thing I thought of when I finished with Child is, can I drown this bitch for real? I swear, man.
But then again, a lot of people love Senora. Like, a lot of people fall heads over here hoping that she comes back, which I kind of hope she does too. I think it's a very good model. I think it's a very good character. Yeah, she's a good bad guy. You want to hate her.
Look, man,
but I don't think she's dead. I don't. Nobody.
I'm ready for Yamiko to be live, because I don't care. That is one sexy ass little pink fox to me.
Yeah, of course, trying to get her will be with your luck and with mine luck too. We won't get her, but Stealthy like one pull, there she is. Ha ha!
Oh, I can promise you, when Yamiko rolls up, she will be homesteading that computer for promos. She be inventing code how to write promos, man.
But I can't wait.
Right now, she's like me though. She wants Zhong Li so bad just to say she's got a damn god.
Well, that's the next. Yamiko is the next character to release. So
yep, they're releasing her with the 3.0 patch, right?
Yeah. And of course, the event's going on this 14th or the 4th, so we got to be there to get the promos of that. So we have
Yes.
hoping enough to do a tadpole when she comes out. At
Yeah,
least one.
Stealthy pointed that out to me that the event for the promos and stuff were coming. So yeah, I am I don't know, man, but I think she's going to be one hell of a catalyst user.
Yeah, I'm just definitely gonna say she could be a good character. I'd like to put her in a second group. I like to make a first and second group. I just still wish they would make it a game or make the game where you can easily transform to one group to the next group. We have to bring up the entire UI, click over to them, and then what was the word release?
There's not a way to do that?
No, you have to open up the UI of the group, switch over to them, and deploy. That's the word. Deploy the group. You can't just switch over from group 1 to group 2 at the push of the button. Because if there is, that'd be great.
If they were smart, they would have done something like a combination of like tab up, where you can just tab and hit up to pop through your groups.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that.
Because there's been time like, oh, that group of things, let's say, for whatever reason, enemies, is a electric user. Well, I have a group right for ice. Bam. Ice group, electric group, good and done. All right, pretty big water-based group. Well, electric, switch over, group, bam. You can switch direct to groups, and I'm going, dang it, I have every single type of elements I need for this engagement, except for blank. And you have to go to your group, to your character list, switch over, and then go through that. Like, that's such a long way. Then I can just A group, B group, done. Just boop, 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 boop. It's like I like you be able to switch characters, but I want to switch groups. There's too many times I fought things and went, oh shoot, I need a blank element so I can beat this one thing and get out of my way faster instead of having a harder time killing me because they have a resistance to my character.
Agreed. But I still think even if they implemented that, the one place they wouldn't allow it would be Spiral Abyss, because that would kind of defeat the point of you having to build your two groups.
Yeah. Once you're in a not a dungeon. I keep calling them dungeons, domains.
Domain, yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to switch groups. Like your domain, you're locked in. Because you have to choose.
But open world would be nice to be able to swap. Yeah, I agree.
So, this is sort of, again, they're doing a good job in this game. I love they're constantly putting out new content in the game. I love they're constantly putting out new stories, new characters, new weapons. Though I would like them to put new types of weapons in the game. I feel like I'm getting kind of like... With the weapons they have right now, I want something new. Which Tectone, you probably don't know who Tectone is, but it's one of the biggest names on Genshin Impact, and where I get a lot of my roundabout ideas of what either his opinions or his thoughts and characters. He's theorizing, which I've been theorizing for a long time. They're going to be adding fist weapons to the fire zone when it comes out, because some reason there's a character that has and lore like gauntlets, which I don't know. I feel like gauntlets are kind of like a cliche weapon at this point. Don't like.
I don't. I mean, I think that there. I mean, why wouldn't you? You got bow users, sword users, claymore users, pole arms. You've got magic users. Why wouldn't you have a martial arts style? Why wouldn't somebody have done that right? Out of the gate, I have I was danged with a vision. I can't afford a weapon. Guess what? Power up my fist, bitch, because I'm gonna hit you with it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, true. Because not everybody has a weapon. But me being the person I don't very much see a class with tonfas in it. Or games with tonfas in it. So I'm like, please a tonfa. I like tonfas. They're a good fist weapon. The problem is, like you said, not everybody can afford a weapon. So here's my fists. But then, did they eventually get enough money to buy metal brass knuckles? I don't know. It's one of those things that I feel like I've seen a lot of video games with gauntlets in them. It's like, it's very anime. It's very anime. I get that. Like, it's very, like one of those weapons, either it's gauntlets or scythes.
See
what anime style.
I love Scythe.
Yeah,
I
like
love a damn psych
that's an anime
with a
like weapon.
passion, bro. But I think they should do something like a Witchblade style gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
My gauntlet
off.
takes depending upon the skill I use takes this form. Like my normal attacks, okay, we duking it out. All right, we're gonna throw fists. Oh, I hit my E. Oh, look, now I've got Wolverine freaking blades. But when I hit my ult, baby, yeah, now here it comes.
Okay, so kind of like instead of like an actual physical weapon, kind of like a what was it, an illusion or image of something
like
around your fist,
like a manifestation of whatever elemental ability you have in the shape of a weapon.
Like so like hey, tiger's head with open mouth or wolf's head
example,
or claws.
example. They've already semi done this. All right, take ball.
Yeah.
When it draws the sword.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a physical sword.
True.
That is an electrical manifestation of her power.
Yeah.
Okay, so why can't we take that to the characters now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, surely if a god, because all the gods started out as something else and eventually ascended, Venti explained that to us.
Yeah.
Surely somebody else out there in the world has started out with nothing and, worked those abilities up.
Mm-hmm. Except for the gods that are still like go around as serpents in the ocean that are still pissed off that you beat the husband. I want to know more about her. I know who she is, but like she's not really very fleshed out. I'm hoping she's a little fleshed out. The guy that you fight in the current events.
Yeah, Saul's wife. Yeah.
Like I feel like that's kind of like he had a wife.
Well, my next thought is if he had a wife, we ain't gonna be looking like a bunch of little bitty Osiles running around here in a minute attacking every fucking thing over. Because if so, I need more. Artifacts. I need to level up.
Where's the children at? Are they pissed too? Or they're like, no, fuck that, man. Dad was never there.
Well, they the smart kids that went, oh, mom and dad just got waxed. We're gonna leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah. Maybe they're good children. But yeah, I would like more games. I'm thinking like a big axe or two-handed weapons, like two daggers, gauntlets, scythes. I would like maybe another projectile that's not a gun, because I think guns are a little bit of
yeah, maybe like kunai.
Yeah.
Or something along that lines.
Or you go full, Xena warrior and have a bunch of like throwing
chakra.
Yeah, there's a bunch of throwing disc. I don't know, but something to really change the I can't say the repetition of it. What's the word for I'm missing it here? Recipe. That's the best thing I think. Change up the recipe a little bit. Change it up to where the people can have each character feel unique from the other character, and not just look big weapon. I swing heavy. Ha!
From a sword user standpoint, you know me. I love sword users. I would love to see a dual wielder.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that shit. Could you imagine if Kazuha had two swords?
Yeah, that'd been way cooler. Honestly,
I mean, that'd have been badass.
I know, like they put double-sided single swords or small swords in the category of katanas, but I kind of wish they would have made a better distinction between them, because dual-sided blades to single-sided blades, there is a very much distinct style that you can really work with.
You're going and in that defense, when you look at that, you're going from, like, for instance, Liyue, which is a Chinese-based area.
Yeah.
Which most of those weapons are very much Chinese sword designed, to a Japanese-based area in Inazuma. But then if you go back and look at Mondstadt, you're looking more at a rapier type area. So, I mean, they made distinctions, but they didn't. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I feel like they tried. You know what I mean?
They tried it more like the look of it, and maybe some of the characters' fighting styles. But I feel like they could have separated, like they did with glaives and swords. Like they could make it a bit of a more distinction. So you could add a player later on with like with a more samurai style, the quick slashes and parries to one person doing like the whole turn around and always have I don't know the name of the art style, but always having a point to it and always spinning around, kind of like a little bit more flowy. And it's a double-sided sword, and also could be a little bit of a stab. Of course, katanas can too, but a little harder to do that. It's more like a cutting upwards. I'm not big into art, martial arts as maybe you are, because I know you had a little bit of a past to it. But
Yeah, katanas were more designed for slashing. Chinese weapons were more for stabbing and penetration. Rapiers were kind of like a middle of the road. They were thin enough to stab you, but they were sharp enough on both sides for slashes. It depends on what you're familiar with, what you like. I love all swords.
yeah,
I do. I think they're grand. I do think they went a little too slow on the animations when it comes to the claymores.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get that they were trying to show how much heavier those weapons were than a normal sword.
Yeah, convey the idea of weight.
But I get they're conveying that, but at the same time, they didn't make claymore so heavy that it took you 5 seconds to heave it up on your shoulder and bring it over and drop it.
Especially when you have powers that, like, literally gods
Yeah,
give you to be able to wield these things.
For instance, Arataki. Arataki should have no reason to be struggling with a freaking claymore. His pinky's probably got more muscles in it than my body. Okay? He should be wielding that thing like a toothpick.
Yeah, because he's a demon.
Freaking Oni. Yeah. He's an Oni.
Yeah. So they definitely could have made a more distinction between weapon types, and I feel like they kind of just did a umbrella to just, hey, here's claymores, big heavy weapons. I'm like, hammers, swords. You could have done axes too. Why not?
At the same time, I give them credit for getting the amount of material out as fast as they have.
Oh yeah.
From the game's conception. So if the only thing I really got to complain about is a slower claymore, then I'm all right. But my biggest gripe in that game is the fact that your archers do not have the ability to fire arrows with their element without targeting. Unless you're Yoimiya and you hit your E first.
Well, without targeting and charging, because you can't just go pew, pew, pew. You have to go.
Unless you're Yoimiya, because if you're Yoimiya and you hit your E until it runs out, you could just bang them out. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that should have been something. I'm not saying every archer should have that ability, but there should be more than one archer with that ability.
Yeah, I guess I understand it. Like the character or whatever, they're adding their elements to the arrows, which arrows are already infinite. So like that's already immersion breaking or world breaking kind of like mechanic. They have infinite amount of arrows, just shoot. But my mind is going, couldn't you just make by your element alone and fire like a element's arrow, like just made of your powers? But then
right.
It's a little too far.
And see, if I want to even go more simplistic, I would be okay with having to do charged fire attacks to be able to use my element, as long as I didn't have to always sight to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I could just click down while I'm running and charge an arrow and then release it, I would be happy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just things that I've experienced elsewhere that I really enjoyed that I wish might have flowed over into this. But by no means that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy playing an archer. I would enjoy it much more if I had a Yoimiya because she plays more to the archer style that I'm used to with the fact that if I click this button now, I can bust out some flame arrows until it runs out, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I want Guan Yu, not because she does an incredible amount of damage, but also, like, I don't have an archer in my group, and I want an archer in my group. I don't mind archer because like, there's a lot of times you find yourself going, I wish I had an archer right now. But also, like, I have like pretty much I have almost a setup for a ice group. I don't have Yayamiko, whatever her name is, or not Yayamiko.
Ayaka? Kamisato?
Yeah, like if I had her, I would almost have a full group of just ice characters that I could just go around, and just go off.
I'm not gonna lie, that one character has been a saving grace for me. Getting my characters up to where they are as fast as they are. Because if you build her right, as far as a cryo damager, she can do some damage.
Yeah, it's too bad you didn't get Shinhye for her powers that allow you to do more ice damage for her.
Shinhye, yeah.
Like
I wouldn't even have to use her. Just stick her in my party and watch Cammy go. Oh!
Yeah, like she bolsters all ice damage and also lowers the resistance of ice damage to any enemies around, and she also boasts physical damage. So it's like she's a 3-in-1 combination for that character. She's just great.
And I've found since I've put that build on Ningguang that I told you I found, dude, bro, like she just chills in my party because she's 70 and she's doing more damage than 80s that I have.
Yeah, it can happen at times. Some characters
she is no joke. And the fact is like I just got to see for her that literally means that if you're within my vicinity when I drop down that screen, your res to elemental damage goes up by 15% just being around me.
Yeah, and then which helps out a team just immensely. And support groups. Sorry, if anybody's wondering, there's characters in the game that can support and really bolster your other characters, all your allies, your friends in the game. So sometimes you want to, really strategize. Though I still wish they would actually put an actual dungeon in the game because I feel like this game is set up for a actual dungeon where there's actually like trash mobs and actual bosses and a full-on array of actual dungeon raid like elements to it because supporter class, a healing class, tank class.
Dude, you could do a raid. You could do raids so good in this game if they would just make us a dungeon like that.
Yeah, and they already have it where it's set up like, hey, they already have this character in the group. You can't play that character. They already have that. So it's like it's not like it's out of their realm of, hey, set up a group of 5. All right, you can't play that character. Somebody's already playing it. You choose someone else. They're already locked in. Who you playing? And then they have to, change or change it. And they go, well, I don't want to play a healer, so let's play DPS. Oh, you lost? Okay, who's gonna be bucking up here and being a better man and be playing the support? Me, I'm that person. I would like, hey, I'll play support, not a problem, not an issue one bit. I'll heal up. Want me to be a tank? Sure, I don't mind. I'm not that player. I'm that player that wants to play.
I don't have to do. When me and Stealthy were playing a lot of other games that were similar to this, but had like raids and stuff. A lot of times she would play a healer and I would be the tank. I might not do a shitload of damage, but I guarantee you, aggro wise, he's gonna be looking at me.
Yeah, and then we're winning. Like that's all I care about is winning.
But one of the things that me and Stealthy was talking about, one of the things you hate though if you're in the wrong group.
Yeah.
Is that once you become the healer, they always expect you to be the healer, and then they discount how much the healer does. Oh, we could have just bought pots. Well, shit, then what the fuck did you want me for? Well, it's more convenient. Well, fuck you.
Yeah, like I'd be like, hey, for just for 1 or 2 rounds, let's play the game without me being the healer. And see what happens to your ass.
Let me tell you what Stealthy did one time. We were experiencing that a lot. So she built a cleric from the ground up. This cleric could go in and tank dungeon bosses right by her damn self and heal everybody. You could just stand there and you're like, yeah, and it's funny because everybody's like, well, that's not what a cleric's supposed to do. Well, shut the fuck up. You're winning anyway.
Yeah.
She's doing all the work. Shut up. What she's doing is proving to you that you underestimate what a cleric can do.
Yeah, if a person can stay alive yet keep the monster's attention, that's great. And I feel like there's too many games where people just underestimate the idea of somebody that's keeping your ass alive.
Look, man, I wholeheartedly support healers all day long. If you're a healer and you're healing me, the first thing I'm gonna do is I don't know what the best shit in this pile is, but you need to give that to them.
Yeah,
because without them, we'd be all dead.
Most people don't realize, how much you need a cleric until you're dead, or two, you're almost dead. Otherwise, you don't realize how many times you were close to that almost dead scenario of like, oh, my health is what? I was just, oh, no, full health. Okay, keep it going.
Yeah, even in Genshin, even in the Genshin environment, I told a healer, most of the time I can keep myself healed. But there is still times that she comes out of nowhere with the save because I am deadlocked into this fucking fight and I ain't looked at that damn health bar. And when I see the number pop over my head green, I look at my bar, I'm like, oh, thank God she was here.
Yeah, I cut myself too many times by going, oh, I needed to heal myself. My character's dead. It's like, dang it. I too many often. But the game is great, and I hope for many years to come. I just saw I thought it was an actual map. I may talk about this last week. Somebody released a fan rendition of the entire world of Kavat, and it's very large. They went off the lore, and they went off the information of Genshin Impact, where all the continents are and where the areas are, which is right. It falls in that one scenario where they zoom out and they show you the whole map, and you're going, okay, so that's a planet, right? Yeah. Okay, so what's on the other side of the planet? That's more my question, because they always show this big, vast, large, lay of land, and going, all right, there's Savat, but what's on the other side? What's around the
That's
corner?
where Savat is, and we don't want to fuck with that.
I get they're gonna show the full map, right? But they're also doing places underneath the ground, because that's content as well. Like, hey, not above ground, it's below ground.
Look, I mean, and to your point, when they started releasing Inazuma, I did not realize how massive Inazuma was going to be. Dude, we're down in the dungeons below the ocean now.
Yeah, that thing's huge, too.
That's a fucking large area, bro.
Yeah, they are not skimming on the vastness now. They are skimming on a bit of diversity of monsters and beasts. But, I get way to that, because I understand it. It's easier to build a map and place down monsters than try to build a new map and a new kind of creatures and new kind of engagements, and that's probably a tall order to ask for, right? And of course, like you said,
I have a question. Okay, so I want your opinion. Okay, when they release Dendro characters, what kind of skills do you expect the sword, claymore, bow, catalyst characters to possess?
Dark. That's
dark.
Yeah,
dark.
Yeah, kind of like a curse, almost like magic. Dark.
So you're expecting it to be like cursed nature? Because Dendro is nature.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, cursed nature. Yeah.
So, because I'm thinking, okay, I can see the catalyst users throwing thorns or razor leaves or some shit like that.
Sorry, Dendro is a word that my brain just didn't put.
I can see archers firing fortified wooden arrows or some shit like that does massive poisoning damage, because poison comes from nature. But I'm very confused at how they're going to work this shit for a claymore user or a sword user. My sword is a leaf! Ha!
Well, I would, okay. I would imagine it wouldn't be like Earth Elemental with a claymore, but it would be very when I do something, a lot of branches or roots come up and smack you, something like that.
Like the thorns that those little turd heads like to drop in our way?
Yeah. Or they
Yeah.
absorb your powers like hey, I hit you and I suck some of your life force from you and add it to myself. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm my own healer now. Like, hey, smack. Oh, look, I got some of your health. It's mine now. But, thank you. Smack you again. Oh, that's more of my health. Or, be like a Bulbasaur and I put like leaf sucker on your body, whatever the Bulbasaur move is, where you put a seed on you and they absorb some of your...
Leech seed.
Yeah, leaf
Leech
seed. When
seed.
they pull some of your life from you a little bit at a time. So I'm like, I'm putting the seed on you and I'm getting health from you slowly at a time while I'm not dying. You are kind of like, scenarios. You just throw it on them and run away.
I'm curious because I don't know if you've noticed, but we've seen a Dendro character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not playable, but we've seen a character with a Dendro
symbol.
Yeah.
So the character that I think they should be one of the first releases of it, because we've been seeing him for so long now since Liyue Harbor. He's been a visual character and a point of contention. Was like, hey, at the entire time, everybody knows that Dendro is a thing, and you can't get Dendro powers because he's right there going, "Hi, I'm the only one that's here right now.
I have a serpent around my neck. I'm going to take it and beat you with it because I'm nature."
Yeah, I'm special. Like, it's going to be shooting poisoning at you while I'm still doing whatever other element. Unless he, like, wraps around his arm and he, like, shoots it from it, like, like a little bit of a casting weapon. That is him. But, yeah, I feel like they could easily have introduced him by now and been the first Dendro character in the entire world.
I just don't think they're going to release a Dendro character until they release 3.0.
Yeah, I feel like when they do release them, they're gonna be probably busted. They're probably gonna be broken because they're gonna make them look cool, right? They're gonna make them look cool. They want people to look at them and go, "Ooh, I really want a Dendro character. How much money do I need to fork out to get this Dendro character?" Me, I'm gonna go, "Oh, that's really cool. I hope I get one." That's my thought. Like, I hope I get one. If I don't, I'm not gonna complain. But I'm sure they're gonna try to make sure Dendro looks cool, and what's way to make him look cool? Make him really strong. Make him really powerful.
Okay. So this is what some people are speculating is going to be the first Dendro. Hold on.
I know some people might suspect the first Dendro will be the Archon, or not the Archon, the King or Queen. Is she a queen? She's a queen, right? Queen? Emperor? I'm not entirely sure what she is. She's probably trying to look her up because I think it's the current god or current king of the zone, right?
Right. My understanding is there is no god of Dendro right now.
Yeah, she's a emperor, and what the emperor only becomes when the person defeats a previous emperor, and somehow she beats the previous emperor, and she's like young.
But yeah, I just sent you the image of what they're saying she's supposed to look like.
I haven't got it yet because it's not popping up for me.
Damn it! Come on.
There we go. Okay, I can definitely see this little thing being, huh? Yeah, I think I've seen a 3D model of her. I'm not entirely sure. Was this on the PTR or?
I don't remember where I got the image from. But
I think I started to see a 3D model of her, which I had to say, by the way, I don't know who was doing the Genshin Impact 3D models. You need to do more. Stop, I don't know what you're doing. Start making more of them, please, because I haven't seen a new model for getting the new characters in a while, and I'm feeding for more of them.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see. I'd love to see several of the new characters.
Yeah. I want the big boy with big hammer and his classic pose. I forget his name here.
Arataki?
Yeah, I want Arataki one with him holding his hammer above his back of his shoulder, arms out, classic, opera hero entrance pose, and I want him to be ready to whip some. I don't have the character, but I want him at least in a figurine. I feel like they just went dry. I don't really get this at all, but there's more people looking up and playing Genshin Impact than there is World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14?
No, I did not know that.
But people are saying, you know, Genshin Impact isn't that good and Genshin Impact is not that popular and whatnot, whatever. It's doing better than World of Warcraft. It's doing better than Final Fantasy 14. If
Yep.
you're really not giving this game a shot and you like those games and you really think it's pay to win, I dare you to try to come play this game and don't tell me it's good by the time you hit level 15. You know, when you actually start hitting the actual game, which you can hit within 1 day of actual gameplay if you play it with a goal set in mind and
Right.
not run around with aimless glee like I was. When I was first
Look,
playing the
man,
game.
I did the same thing, and then luckily I live with a stealthy, and she reined me in.
Yeah, because when I made one account on America. Took me forever to hit level 15 because I was just running around everywhere because I was a little candy store, ran everywhere like yee. But then I made an EU one, hit level 15 within 1 day. It's like just play the storyline. You're good. When you hit level 15, play with your friends, play with your hit more of the storyline, and you'll figure out there's just so much stuff to do. It's endless stuff to do in the game, and just. Even when you get to end game, there's still a lot of stuff you can do. It's just whether or not you want to do that, right? You can be a little
Right.
nitpicky, but people are like, oh, just pay to win. You can play any character in the game and do just as, like you always say, you can play any character in the game and do just as good as any other character. But there is some character just it doesn't take very much effort for them to be good, right? It's like just like, hey, you got
Yeah.
this character now. They just naturally just do a lot of damage. It's like,
Yep, and it's about on the other side of that is what there's so many diversities in characters, that it's like you can find a character that matches your playstyle.
mm-hmm.
You know, if you can't, then you got problems.
Is anybody talking to the chat? Because to be honest with you, if anybody is talking to the chat, I have not seen it because I had Opera my web browser pulled up, and for some reason, it crashed my OBS, so I don't want to risk it. So
Okay,
I'm not opening it up.
so right now the only person I'm really seeing in chat is Stealthy.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Oh, and her link finally came through. So, to me
Nice.
just now on what we were talking about prior to the stream.
Yeah, my wife, when she saw that, she's like, "Ooh, can I have it?" I'm like, "No, they're getting it," because like she give her the option, she would have it. Like if she had the option.
I really want it, but I don't know that I'll get the money before it's adopted.
Yeah, because it's in Georgia or Florida. I don't know where it is. I'm pretty sure it's nearest to you, and two, it's probably without of our range too, even if it's adoption. Oh, good. I hope that you do get the chance to get one soon because I love them. And but anyways, I want to go back to the whole gaming thing. I want to tell you because I know you had not got it yet. They're saying in either March or May. I know it was an M. I'm forgetting which one it was. They're going to be supposedly releasing the co-op campaign for Halo Infinite. So
Okay.
try to get.
So in other words, I need to get it before then and practice, so I'll be on my Wheaties before we start, right?
Yeah, at least on the easier modes, at least or play multiplayer. I don't know, play something to get yourself accustomed to the layout of your controller or keyboard, whatever it is. So when we go back into Legendary,
when I run it, I literally have a gaming pad that I won't need my keyboard when I do it.
Gotcha.
It is one hand fit all right here. It'll sit right there, and everything is within keystroke touch, and there won't be any of this. Oh, well, the tab key is there in my way.
Tab. No, not tab. Y'all see that later. Find out what happened with tab later. That's gonna be probably like either episode 6 or 7. That's a bit away. And I'm hoping we get there. If I'm the one editing the videos, it's gonna be a while. But if it's someone else editing the videos, it'd be sooner than later. Which I'm hoping this gentleman is understanding that he can make a long video now, and I'll just cut up in pieces, and I'll do the thumbnail. Which really, these thumbnails, they don't take that long, but I do find myself working on them at at 1 hour, and then rubbing my eyes, and next second I see sunlight outside. It's like, oh my god, how long I've been working on this thumbnail. Man. So there's a lot of work going into these thumbnails to try to get people's attention with them. I hope they get people's attention. I hope people like them, but I hope it's eye catching. So people go, ooh, what's that? Let me check it out. I know Halo is not like the most talked about subject right now in the video game world, but I'm hoping it's still enough for people to get a good laugh at me. If you've not watched them, they are up on my YouTube channel right now. They're the last two videos I actually posted out, so you don't have a very hard time at least finding them, I hope. They are in the gameplay section or the gameplay area of my categories, and they're not a standalone thing just yet. I need to make a... Do you think I probably should make them a standalone thing? Like, should I make up their own little category?
I mean, if you're going to have 6 or 7 of them, I think that qualifies for a category.
Okay, so I'll put them in their own category. I'll put them in Legendary Pain, because I think that's like the title for it, Legendary Pain, or Halo Legendary Pain. One of the two. I'll figure out something. If you come up with an idea, let me know.
All right.
So, yeah, got those working. I want to talk about more about Genshin Impact. I feel like I can talk about that, because that's something that I've been... not say very heavily invested, but it's definitely one of my favorite games. I know I don't get very many views on it, but it's still one of my favorite games to play. And you've finished this current season or this current storyline of the
the event. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
Do you feel like the events is... I don't know if you played the first year's events or the first time events, but what do you think of this event? Do you feel like this is a...
I enjoyed this event. I did.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed a lot of it. There was some of it that towards the beginning of it, prior to when they released like the fireworks smelting and stuff, the prior event,
yeah,
was a little the fighting portion of it was a little I felt like it was a little overpowered.
Yeah.
You know what you were dealing with, because I went in there and had 3 level 90s and a level 80.
Mm-hmm.
And they had pretty much the best artifacts I could put on them. And I got my ass spanked usually on the last section of each one of them.
Oh, was that the potion one?
No, yeah, the one with the rooms.
Yeah.
That thing kicked my ass in the last room of every one of them.
Like I definitely commend Stealthy, because she actually went through the tedious task of trying to complete all of it in the perfect amount of time or whatever. I got my primos and I was out. I'm like, I'm not doing all this for some little bit of Mora and a little bit of leveling scrolls. I could get level scrolls anytime. I'm not about to put myself through this tedious and aggravating frustration of trying to kill these creatures in enough time and use the right, like the perfect potions or whatnot to kill these things. I'm not doing that. I'm getting my primos and I'm out. I couldn't do that. And Stealthy, she, good on her. She actually went through all that. And
I told you, when she makes up her mind to do something, it usually gets done.
Yeah, kind of like your grill, which I'm still surprised about how your grill like melted. Okay, okay? Tell everybody what happened, and I'll go get my question.
All right, so guys, I had a small camp grill that I was making do with, because my larger grill had finally given up the ghost. And night before last, I had this thing fired up, and I was grilling some burgers. And if anybody's ever grilled with a gas grill, you know that it has a burner that the propane comes out of, which is ignited, which creates flames for your heating. Well, my propane eye broke in half from just pure out use. It just been used so much because I do a lot of grilling, and when it did, it was basically like jet stream of flame. It superheated the center of my grill grate to the point it melted. Like, I could take pictures and send it to you, but it is hilarious.
And is it like a steel base? Is it a aluminum base? Like, what was the middle? What was that grill like deprived of? Like,
I would have to go and look at it, but I could tell you that it's rated at temperatures of like 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and it must have got hotter than that because it melted that shit into a puddle.
so like it was probably like a steel grade, steel base or something like that. Because aluminum melts at a much lower temperature. At least I would imagine lower temperature than that.
Yeah.
And if it was melting it, which you said you finished off those burgers.
Yep.
So you got your grill lines, you got your burger temperature, but like was like the fire, it was like a little mini fire in the middle of it while you were cooking on the side of it going.
Yeah, so if this is the square,
yeah,
right? So there is a flame at the top center part here.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished them down here. I went through the process. I actually turned the gas off, but by then there was enough of other stuff.
Residual heat.
Yeah, that it went ahead and cooked them. So I went in, I fed everybody, sat down, and I told Stealthy, I was like, well, sweetie, good news and bad news. Good news is we've got these burgers tonight, and they're pretty good. Bad news is this is the last burgers we're going to have for a while off of a grill because that one just killed itself.
And she looked over at you like, we
She-
didn't do that.
She looked at me, she's like, come again now? So, I know, I understand that we're working on a budget right now because we're recuperating from some money we had to invest into a trip.
Which, by the way, how is that ordeal going?
We're waiting on the refund now, and Stealthy has already started looking at the at what he wants to do in its stead.
Yeah. Did he
So
choose
that's
fun over education, or did he choose education?
He chose fun.
Good boy.
Yeah. So, she's going to go through some of the areas and make sure exactly what they want to do. So we're not just getting shit that nobody really wants to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so me being me, I always like to go ahead and do a little advanced research when it comes to my grills because I like to have my mind made up as to what I want prior to, having the money so that when I get the money, I just go get it.
Yeah, because like you wouldn't have an idea how much price or the money you need, right?
Well, it's not just that. It's more along the lines of what kind of grill. Do I want charcoal? Do I want gas? Do I want it to have a grate? Do I want it to be a flat top? Do I want it to be this or that?
Mm-hmm. So
I was scrolling through, looking at some of them today, and since I was working from home half a day today, she seen some of the ones I was looking at, and I pointed one out, and I was like, this one would get us by until I get the grill I ultimately want, which will have to be built.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at it, and she looked at me, she said, I can get that. I'm like, okay. So, guys, just an FYI, if everything goes as planned tomorrow, I don't know if I'll do this live or if I'll video it and then post it up, but there will be a video when the new grill gets here of me assembling and cooking the first set of steaks on it.
Yes, which will be over there on the twitch.tv/Corvo Ninja. Be sure to check them out. Also, he'll be playing Star Wars Old Republic, right? Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic. My plan is to get up Saturday, and I'm not planning to do anything but sit and play that.
Which, if everybody shows up, which we need as many people show up as possible, because Stealthy's going to be doing his makeup.
Thanks, Grumpy.
Yeah.
Yes, I set the bar too low on that.
Way too low. I mean, bro.
Way
like
too.
5
No,
or 6
I mean,
or
for
7.
me, look, man. For me, normally I get like maybe 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
So for me, that bar was about right.
Yeah, but like,
I underestimated the fact that I stated this while she was streaming, and both you and several other people that I have communicated before in her stream with was there.
Yeah, people just want to see you scream too. Like I just want to see the thumbnail where you're screaming. All right, here's part 1. Stay tuned to part 2. It's not gonna be very long. And sure enough, the next day, part 2 is up. So let's see. But yeah, it would be nothing. But I hope people show up. Again, stay tuned. Go follow his page. Turn on notifications.
I also, hey guys, just so you know, this is another thing that I will be doing. Since it is Knights of the Old Republic, and whether I go light or dark is dependent upon decisions that are made during the game.
By the viewers.
Yep. So, here's the thing. Each time a decision comes up, I'm going to take the first answer that pops up.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, my wife will be watching this stream, and she is a heavy light side supporter. If you want a dark side character, you better be faster than her.
So, is there such thing as a neutral side of
yes.
it? Like,
so basically what happens is, let's say you and her go tit for tat, and every other answer is either light or dark.
mm-hmm.
He does not waver. He stays dead center neutral.
Does that mean you can do all sides of things? Or
I can have skills from both sides.
Okay, so like really realistically from a gameplay stance, you want to have a good middle side, but if you just want to do it for the RP, you go light or dark.
Right, and here's the thing. If this gives anybody any kind of incentive, I have never played this game with a dark side character. I have always went light side because myself, I am naturally a light side person when I play a Star Wars game. Don't get me wrong, I love the Sith. I love the dark side people. One of my favorite characters is Darth Revan.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I have never been able to bring myself to make Revan go back dark. Okay, so
that bad. You a bad boy.
If y'all want it to happen, it will happen. But again, you will have to be quicker than stealthy.
Yeah. And I know she'd be right beside you. Light.
No. To make it fair, her answers will have to be put in the chat, just like you guys, because it's not fair for her to just look at me and say that one.
Too bad you can't remember that game I played? What was it? Warhammer. Remember that Warhammer game where you type in the chat the answer and whatever the choice and whatever the choice was happened. Like, too bad the game can have that Twitch integration where you just go B light, A dark, C neutral. You quickly type it in the chat,
right.
And whatever's most picked will be what occurs.
Now, the reason I'm replaying this game, guys, is I'm trying to get myself ready because they're going to do a remake of this here shortly and re-release it, and I want to get myself back in the right headspace for it before it comes out, because I have always been a big supporter and fan of both Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2.
And it definitely is a very, very long, so you have plenty of episodes and plenty of chances to catch his stream.
Yeah, it's not a short game at all.
So
it'll be a little while.
If you missed the grand release, come for the part 2. Now, do you actually have like a set idea of how often? Because I know you don't really have a schedule, and people like to have a schedule because
so my plan, as long as nothing changes, and you know how family is, so this is subject to change, but my plan is to Saturdays, and I'm thinking probably Thursdays will be my days.
Full on, or just whenever you get home?
Well, as soon as I get home on Thursday, I'll come in and get us all something to eat and then get to work on it until I have to go to bed for work. And then Saturdays, I'm planning, unless something changes, like something major, house repair or something comes up, I'm going to get up, get myself going, and start. And I'm going to go as long as I can or until something comes up that needs my immediate attention.
Gotcha. Okay. Real quick question for you, though. I know we didn't get to talk about it today. We may talk about it next time. Have you got to watch the Vox Machina series yet?
I have not.
Okay,
I have not.
I didn't think so. Because it's at least the next 3 or maybe so episodes supposed to come out this week. So I want to give you maybe a chance to catch up. They're pretty easy to watch, and it's from one of my favorite Twitch shows, Critical Role. They play D&D, and the first 3 episodes is what happened prior to the actual showing of their gameplay on Twitch. So like that whole side is kind of like a little bit of a new grounds, and then after that they actually start, they actually show you from where they are in the actual game, which it's not getting very great reviews or not very bad reviews. I'm just hoping it is. I hope they stay true to the original what's the word for it? The original idea and aspect of the critical show on Twitch, which usually like 5 or 6 hour long episodes. I'm hoping they at least try to keep a lot of the story and storytelling intact enough for me to actually enjoy it. But anyways, we're gonna call it there. I will be going live as per usual within the hour. So around 8:30 or so. Stay tuned. Down there. Keep as always. If you have not watched the new episodes of the Halo thing, you have plenty of time. They're both here on my channel right here, Bear Thoughts. Go check them out. Leave a comment for me and the editor for what your opinions and thoughts on the episode is. Even if you're not into it, just watch it. Tell me how you feel, like, how we interacted with each other, how funny we were, whatnot, how not funny. I don't care, but leave a like. I'm trying to get this as much as that. I'm trying to make sure this is I want to make this a good series worth the money, because I'm actually spending some of my earned money trying to get this off the ground and hopefully make this a stamp or a critical point in my career as a YouTuber. So be sure to do that. If you haven't already, hit the like button right here, hit the subscribe button, and of course turn on your notifications if you're a part of my channel. I know you don't probably turn notifications for many other channels at all. If you wouldn't mind making me something different, me and Corvo, we're something special. Let's just be honest here. But as always, you have a good day, you have a good night, and have a good life. Much love, y'all. And
bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.